Introduction of serial communication. What do you mean by serial communication? Serial means transmission is done one by one. The mainly the serial communication used data transmission between source system to the destination system when the two systems are in a longer distance. Mainly two types of communication has been done in the computer systems between the source and the destination. The two are serial communication and parallel communication. In computer data transmission, what type of data transmission has been done? When distance is low, means source component, destination components within a small distance, then parallel data transmission has been done. The best example between the computer components like CPU, memory, input output devices, the CPU has been used parallel communication, and also within a less distance, laboratories, small scale internet systems, where there is a smaller distance used to transmit the data between source and the destination, parallel data communication preferred. Parallel means same time all data to be sent from source to the destination. If you observe parallel data transmission, more number of paths are required. See, if I am transmitting 8-bit data from source to the destination, if it is parallel, then required 8 paths. If 16-bit data, then required 16 paths. The same, if we want to transmit n-bit data, then n paths are required. Here paths are nothing but channels or cables or wires or wireless signals. When increasing data bits in parallel communication, data paths are also required more. Automatically this will increases circuit complexity, then becoming difficult to the processor to send data from source to the destination over a longer distance. That's why when a longer distance data transmission is required, the serial communication is preferred. Parallel is fast, but the circuit will be the complex circuit to construct between the source system to the destination system. Within a internal parts of the computer or smaller distance data transmission, the parallel communication is preferred. When a longer distance data transmission is required from source computer to the destination computer, then serial communication is required. In serial communication, the data is transmitted bit by bit or one by one through the single path. The single path may be contain single channels or very few number of channels. Same, if I am transmitting 8-bit data through the serial communication, the data is transmitted like first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, and so on, eighth bit. But if you observe here, the channel or the path is only one. Through that path only one bit transmitted. But whereas in parallel, 8 paths are required to transmit 8-bit data. Now see the circuit complexity in serial parallel. The circuit complexity is very easy and construction is also very easy. That's why when a longer communication is required, transmission of the data between source and the destination, serial communication is preferred. There are three types of serial communication has been made between the source and the destination system, that are simplex serial communication, half duplex serial communication, full duplex serial communication. Now, simplex serial communication. What do you mean by simplex data transmission? When data is transmitted between source computer to the destination computer only one way, only one direction. That is, data is transmitted source to the destination or destination to the source. Now observe there, data is always in one direction only. Only one direction allowed. That type of communication is known as simplex data transmission. Now observe example for serial simplex transmission where the data is always in one direction. Yes, the best examples are the televisions, radios. What we are viewing in televisions, they are always receiving the data only. Televisions are always receiving the data, or radios always receiving the data. They can't send the data again to the source system. Now in this example, this television destination, the source somewhere or where the data is sending, that's a source. Source always sending data to the television. Now see, that is the best example for simplex data transmission. Half duplex data transmission means data is transmitted between source system to the destination system. The data is transmitted sender computer to receiver computer and receiver computer to the sender computer, but not at the same time. Means sender can send the data, yeah, after some time the receiver also can send the data to the sender. Data is transmitted in both way, but not at the same time. Now see, when we are sending data from source to the destination, a destination received, after some time then destination also can send the data to the source. The data transmission has been done in both ways, but not at the same time. That is called half duplex data transmission. The best example for half duplex data transmission, walkie talkies, what we are sending and receiving through the signals, and mail sending, mail sending, Gmail, Yahoo Mail. Now, while mail sending, the users may not be respond at the same time. Sender send it. When receiver open, yeah, receiver also can send. That kind of communication is half duplex. Now full duplex communication is nothing but sender receiver can transmit the data at same time. Source computer can send the data to the destination computer, and destination computer can also send the data to the source computer at the same time. That called a full duplex data transmission. The best example of full duplex communication is the telephone conversation, online data transmission, online chatting. These are comes full duplex data transmission. Now, serial data communication, again synchronous, asynchronous data transmissions, means the serial communication may be done in synchronously, the serial communication may be done in asynchronously. Then what do you mean by synchronous? What do you mean by asynchronous? The synchronous data transmission means a block of data is transmitted between source and the destination with the same rate of frequency, or a constant rate of frequency. Nothing but a particular time. Both sender and receiver can transmit their data. The two systems must be synchronized with a particular frequency of the time. Is known as synchronized data transmission. In synchronous data transmission, the source system, destination system must and should be identified some block of data. In that block of data, some bits or bytes identified as start bits, stop bits, or simply a group of bits or byte used to identify start of the data, stop of the data, or some patterns used to identify start of the data, stop of the data. Now, in asynchronous data transmission, the data is transmitted in asynchronous transmission. The data may be not synchronized at the constant rate. Nothing but at one time source can send the data to the destination, another time the destination can also send the data to the source. Here also some bits are used to identify start of the data, end of the data. Normally single bit or one bit used to identify start of the data, and 2 bits used to identify stop of the data. While we sending data from source to the destination, some extra bits are also added. Example, parity bits added, start and stop bits added. This parity bit identify is there any used to identify is there any data loss in communication, and also start bit, stop bit. What is called bud rate? Bud rate is nothing but how much data is transmitted between source system to the destination system. Normally, bud rate is measured in bits per second. How many bits are transmitted within a particular second of time between the source computer to the destination computer. There are communication standards are given to transmit data from source to the destination. This RS-232C, RS-423A, RS-422A, these are communication channels or interface channels. I can say mediators between source to the destination system to transmit the data. Now see, RS-232C is a communication channel specially used when a distance with the 50 feet, when 50 feet distance is there, yes, the data transmitted between source and the destination 20,000 bud rate. Now bud rate is nothing but bits per second. When we will use 50 feet difference to transmit data, then RS-232C interface is preferred. In RS-232C interface, there is some communication pins are presented for sending signals, receiving signals, acknowledgement signals between source and the destination. Now RS-423A channel use for faster data transmission if it is 40 feet performing data transmission with 1 lakh bud rate. Now observe, more number of bits can be transmitted using RS-423A. Or if you want to transmit 4,000 feet, now see the difference ma? For 40 feet 1 lakh bud rate, for 4,000 feet 1000 bud rate. Now when increasing distance, the bits per second also decreasing. Now RS-422A is also same as RS-423A, but the data is transmitted through a pair of wires or through a pair of cables with the voltage signals in RS-422A. When we will use a longer data communication source to the destination, the modems are the best devices to transmit over longer distance. Modem is nothing but a component device which will transmit the data from source to the destination over a longer. Modem is modulator and demodulator. Modulator as well as the demodulator. The best example for modem, all your homes, all the net centers, they preferred modem for receiving the data from source system. Modems transmit the bit are also very high speed. and also through the longer distance. Now see, one of the component or interface unit which is used to transmit receive data from source system to the destination system. 8251 USART. This is an interface unit. USART is nothing but universal synchronous asynchronous receiver and transmitter. Especially this interface unit designed for serial data communication. When we preferring a longer distance data communication, this USART is the best component which will use to transmit the data. It has the capability to convert your parallel data to the serial data and serial data to the parallel data. For example, take the source system is in one place, destination system is in some more longer place, or some more distance is there. Now source system needs to prepare the data. When source system is preparing the data using this USART, the source system can transmit the data parallelly within internal, and while sending data to the destination, this parallel data should be converted into serially, and serial data is sent to the receiver. At the same time, receiver also having this 8251. After receiving this serial data, and again there serial data converted into parallel, and parallel communication has been made in internally of computer. The main purpose of this parallel data performed in source computer, but when sending data to the destination, this parallel data converted into serial data, and same time at the receiver also it will receive serial data received, and that serial data converted into parallel, and between the destination internal parts data should be done parallelly. Now we will see how this 8251 will transmit data serially and parallelly. Now check the block diagram of USART. This USART converts serial data to the parallel and parallel data to the serial, and also it can supports the synchronous data transmission, asynchronous data transmission, and mainly it is preferred for serial data communication, and also mainly the data transmission this has been full duplex data transmission. Now check the architecture or block diagram of the 8251. It has transmit buffer and receiver buffer. The transmit buffer P2S nothing but parallel data to the serial data. The receiver buffer serial data to the parallel data. Now see, when CPU source CPU sending data to the destination CPU, Now when source is sending data to the destination, this transmitter buffer stores the data. Now see, internally data is formed parallelly, and while sending data to the destination there is a register called shift register, nothing but parallel to serial converter or shift register is presented through this txt, nothing but ma'am transmit data line. Through this shift register data is transmitted serially. Now same, while sending destination computer to the source computer, now rxd is nothing but receiver data line. Now while receiving serial data, now internally receiver buffer, now see S and P, nothing but serial to parallel converter. Now serial data received by user, and this serial data converted into parallel, and this is transmitted to the CPU. Like that, this user can perform a serial data to the parallel data conversion and parallel data conversion to the serial data. Now we will see one by one the major components of user. This is transmitter circuit for transmitting the data, and this is the receiver circuit used for receiving the data, and one control unit. This is an 8251 control unit, and one modem control unit. Yeah, modem, just now I said in previous slide, is an modulator, demodulator, which is interacted for serial data communication over longer distance. This is interfaced with the your 8251 circuit, and one data bus buffer, nothing but data bus. Through this data lines D0 to data, D0 to D7, the processor can send the data. Here one important point, the processor can send the data through this data bus and also sends the commands or status through this data bus only. Same data bus used to send the data as well as commands or status bits through this data bus. Apart from these, the 8251 also having two separate registers that are not shown in here, that are one control register to store the control word and another status register to know the status of data transmission. The two registers are internally presented in 8251. In addition to status and control register, one more register is there called data register. The data register stores the data for transmission. When this control unit CD pin is nothing but command or data or control data signal, if it is connected to logic 1, the 8251 will reads the through this data lines command or status it is sending. If it is connected to 0, nothing but CD connected to logic 0, then this bus, this data was transmitting the data. Like that, it can understand the I am transmitting the command or status and the data over the data bus. The USART has the 28 pins, nothing but it consists with the 28 signals, each signal having its own function. Now the 28 signals or 28 pins of USART are, now these are the 8 data lines, nothing but D0 to D7 data lines which is used to transmit the data. And now check the control unit signals. Reset for every new operation or operations completed, the 8251 USART is going to be resetted. And clock signal for synchronizing data from source to the destination through this clock signal only. A clock process must be applied to synchronize data source to the destination. And control data command, just now I said if this CD pin is 1, through this data bus status or control command is transmitting. If this CD pin is logic 0, through this data bus the data is transmitting between source and the destination. Now RD bar is a low signal which identifies the read data. WR signal which identifies the write data. So when data is sending from source to the destination, the reading signal, write signal, so implied for recognizing reading, transmitting or receiving the CS is the chip select signal. If this total interface unit 1 2 hours, this required low signal for enabling of a USART. Next, this modem control unit, we will see this pins later. Next, see the TXT line, transmitter data line. When now observe this TXT line is an output signal. Output. When this data is converted parallel data to the serial data, yes, this line will be goes on. TXT is nothing but transmit data line. If it is done, then system or interface unit converts the parallel data to the serial, or simply TXT line indicating system converted parallel data to the serial data. That's data only sending from source system to the destination system. Next, TX-RDY. TX-RDY is nothing but transmission ready. This transmission ready signal indicating that the data characters are ready for transmission. Now this will receive data from data bus. Once data received, it will indicating, yeah, I totally received the data. Once data received, this data is sent to the transmit buffer, and this transmit buffer converts your parallel data to the serial data. This only conversion purpose, but how much data you received, that data should know by TX ready, a transmission data ready. Next, TXE signal, a transmission data empty, nothing but total data emptied or transmitted to the buffer. And a TXC is a clock signal which synchronized with the only transmitter. For every transmitter synchronized with the transmission or transmit clock pulse for sending of the data or transmitting of the data. Next, RxD indicating received data line, a signal which indicating you are receiving the serial data. Now it is a shifter converting of serial to parallel. Now here parallel data converted to serial, but here serial data receiving, but after receiving serial data this converted into parallel data. That's why RxD line indicating receiving the serial data. This is input signal. After receiving total data, now it is stored in its buffer. Now using this Rx RDY signal indicating 8251 contains a character that is ready to read, and the CPU can read the data. Nothing but the serial data can be read using RxRDY signal. Next, RxC signal is a clock signal that determines transfer speed of the received data. And also here also TXC signal, this also identify transmission speed. This is also RxC identify receiving speed. Transmission speed identify transmission clock pulse, receiving speed identify receiving clock pulse. Here the baud rates are going to be identified, how much bits transmitting per second or how much bits receiving per second, like that. Normally the baud rate while transmitting here 1 or 1 by 16 or 1 by 64 of the clock pulse rate. This signal SYN-DET or VD used to synchronize detect or break detect. Nothing but while data transmission and receiving, any data loss or any corruptions occur, this pin is going to be identified. Yes, data loss occur, data transmission has been suspended. There is a chances are there, the data may be disturbed, the data may be stopped. Using this pin, the data transmission is going to be identified, successfully transmitted or not. Next, modem interface signal. We already know this modem is interacted with the 8251 for serial data transmission. Now DSR, nothing but data set ready, which is an input signal to 8251. Mainly it indicates the modem is powered up or not. If you want to transmit, this should be on. If this want to know on or off, DSR is set. Modem is powered up or not identified by DSR signal, nothing but data set ready. Next, data terminal ready. This is an output signal from the 8251 for modem interface. It is possible to set the status of the DTR command. It indicating 8251 is powered up or not. Nothing but If you want to work this, it should be required some power, and also chip select should be enabled. Total 8251 want to work, this should be required some power. Yes, DTR indicating data terminal ready, it indicating that 8251 is powered up or not. Next, CTS nothing but clear to send the data. It is used that is an input signal to the 8251 from the modem interface, which is used for controlling the transmit circuit. The terminal controls data transmission if the device is set TX enable status by command. Next, last, RTS is nothing but request to send. It is an active output signal sent to the modem by 8251, indicating that it is ready to send the data. Now check the operations performed by 8251 and its control signals. Now here CS indicating chip select, CD indicating control command or data line, RD reading data, WR writing data. Now first two lines indicating that data bus is in high impedance, nothing but the CPU is not going to be perform any operation through the USART. Next, observe CS bar is a low signal, nothing but chip is selected for operation. Now CD is set to 1. Just now I said in previous slide the CD pin is connected to logic 1. Now CPU is reading through the data bus control or status registers. Now CD is set to 1 and RD is a low signal, nothing but reading of the status. WR is nothing but high signal. Then the processor is reading the status of the status register. Same, chip select low, CD select 1. Now RD disable, WR enable. Now processor is sending or writing control word on the data lines. Now next signal, chip select is enabled, CD logic 0. Now logic 0 is set for data register. Now data register selected if it is CD connected to logic 0, and RD bar enable, nothing but read, WR disable. With these control signals the processor can read the data from the data lines. Now next signal, chip is enabled for low signal and data register selected and RD disable, WR enable, nothing but the CPU writing data on the data register. These are the operations selected by the processor for transmitting and receiving the data. There are two types of control words of 8251 interface. One is used to set the function, that is called mode instruction. Next one, command, used to what operation is going to be performed. Now we will see that. Now first one, mode instruction. Now through the data bus D0 to D7, it is receiving control words or status or commands. We know previous slide how they are going to be selected through the data bus commands or status and data receiving. Now we will check the first mode setting, how this 8251 will be setted for transmitting, how this 8251 will set to be receiving. It is an asynchronous mode given. Now check it is an 8-bit data lines D0 to D7, B0 to B1. Select the bud rate. Bud rate nothing but how much data number of bits you are going to be selected. Now 00 indicating synchronous mode. We are performing asynchronous data transmission, synchronous data transmission. Now using these 2 bits, the mode to be selected. If it is 00, the data transmission has to be in synchronous mode. Next 01, the clock pulse will generate. Now this is 1x is nothing but within 1 clock cycle the transmission has been done. 10 indicating clock pulses are increased more, nothing but 16 clock pulses. Yeah, more number of clock cycle generated, nothing but more data to be transmitted. When it is 11 selected, 64 clock cycles, then more number of clock cycle generated, nothing but more data transmission has been done. That is the meaning of this one. Next D2 D3 is used to identify your data length, how much length of your data sending. If it is 00 5-bit data, 01 6-bit data, 10 7-bit data, 11 8-bit data sending. Next D4 D5 used to identify is there any data loss, that's why it is given parity check. If it is 00, no parity is involved. If it is 01, odd parity involved. Odd parity means now you are sending data 5-bit data, 6-bit data, 7-bit data or 8-bit data. In that, if any number of ones are in odd is called odd parity. If any number of ones are even, called even parity. Now D4 D5 select 1 1, nothing but even parity is selected. Next using D6 D7, the frame control bit, nothing but I said in previous slide, serial data transmission identified some start bit, stop bit. What is a stop bit length, what is a stop bit length and start bit length. Preferably 1 start bit, 2 stop bit presented in serial data communication. Now see here 00, when D6 D7 selected 00, inhibit, I mean no bit is implemented for to identify start and stop. If it is 01, yeah, 1 stop bit is identified. 10 1.5 stop bits is nothing but 1 or 2, 1 or 2, that is a 1.5, 1 bit or 2 bits. Next if it is a 1 1, used to identify 2 bits. Frame control stop bit length. Every data transmission must and should be given by the system start bit, stop bit. Using D6 D7, the stop bit, how many, 1 bit or 2 bit or exactly 2 bits is going to be set. Next see another control word for data transmission. Now D0 D1 selected for synchronous data transmission and D2 D3 selected for same, how many number of characters you are sending, nothing but data 5 beta, 6 beta, 7 beta, 8 beta, that are identified 00, 01, 10, 11. Now parity information same like in previous. D4 D5 00, no parity involved. 01, odd parity involved. 11, even parity involved. Next same D6. D6 is used to identify synchronous mode of transmission. If it is 0, internal synchronization. If it is 1, external synchronization. Next, D7 is used to identify number of synchronized characters, that are 0 character or 2 characters or 1 character. If it is 0, 2 characters used to synchronize. If it is 1, 1 character used to synchronize. Next, see how 8086 interface with the 8251 user, as same as in previous examples we discussed. Now using this address lines, the address of the 8251 is going to be identified using ALE signal. Actually 8086 having AD lines. Using ALE, the address has been decoded. Now A0 to A7 address is sending. Using address lines, the address of 8251 is decoded. Then 8251 chip is enabled. Once chip is enabled, the control unit signals which we discussed in 8251 interface, CD, reset, clock, now TXT, RXT, RXC, TXC line, and read write signals all are enabled to function. Then through the AL is set at 0. Now through this data is transmitted, or control word is transmitted, or status is transmitted. Now using this CD pin, if it is logic 1 or logic 0, this data will be set as a data or controller status. Now using RD signal, WR signal, M by IO signal used to identify processor writing or processor reading for data transmission in 8251. This interfacing is same as in previous how we interacted with the processor.